Hi there. Today we're going to take a look at those tags that we find on pillows and on bed comforters and all kinds of things that say, under penalty of law, this tag is to be removed only by the consumer. Okay, those are scary tags. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a store, do some browsing around the pillow section to see how ubiquitous these things are. We're also going to rip some tags off my own pillows and a comforter that still have them on them. And finally, we're going to take a look at why these tags exist in the first place, okay?
I'm Liz, and I like to work on projects in my kitchen and around my house. And I really like to learn about their history. I'm going into a huge store here. I'm not going to mention any names. I won't say that it's a national chain and everybody knows all about it. I'm going to go in there to try to determine what it is about those tags that say, "Do not remove under penalty of law."
These tags were really confusing to me as a kid. They actually did scare me. Under penalty of law, not to be removed. The part about except by a consumer was especially confusing because I was young enough that I had no idea what a consumer was. I was afraid if I touched it, if I removed one of them, I would be getting in tons of trouble from my mom and dad, and who knows what might have exploded. Yes, so Seymour's going to help us with all of this. Meet Seymour, he says hello. The reason these white tags exist at all is because there used to be some shady people who sold mattresses long ago, like in the beginning of the 20th century and certainly before then. Sometimes they were filled with corn husks. These were legitimate corn husks, horsehair, feathers, straw, things like that. But the shadier people who were selling mattresses would sometimes fill them with filthy, dirty laundry, and also some grotesque things. I'm not even going to mention, but let's just say they carry parasites. So in 1913 and then in 1916, California and then Minnesota passed a law that said anybody selling that sort of stuff had to put a tag on it to say that this tag is secure and you can't remove it unless you've bought the thing. It took a little while for the United States to catch up to that. So in 1948, that's when the United States began making that a federal law. And now the Federal Trade Commission oversees that. So you can be sure if you find a pillow with a little tag on it at the store, which you definitely will find a tag on it 99% of the time, it's safe and nothing's been jammed in there that might have a parasite. When I was doing my research on this, I came across all kinds of interesting recent inquiries by people who said, will I be arrested if I remove the tag? Is anything going to happen to me when I remove the tag? I thought, oh my gosh, to me, the word consumer, I did kind of finally figure it out. And the answer, if you are one of those people who raise those questions, is no, you're fine. Nothing's going to happen. What can happen is a retailer who has removed that tag could face penalties up to $1,000 and other kinds of penalties. But in fact, in the research I did, there's no evidence ever of anybody ever in suffering the consequences of removing that tag. A retailer, manufacturer who put it on, no, there is just nothing. So it's kind of a safe thing to assume our pillows are in good working order. Thank you, Beauty Rest, and all you other fine establishments making us safe in our puffy lands. What I've never liked about removing these tags from the pillows and whatnot is sometimes it just rips the seam. So I have a hole in this new product I bought, have to stitch it up or not use it, stuff it in the closet, and wait till I feel like stitching it up, or maybe never stitching it up and forgetting about it. But that is not insurmountable. You can use your smallest little pair of scissors, if you have a small pair, or a big one, using it very carefully. Trim, 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 trim. The reason to do that is that tag, sometimes if you're sleeping on it, it's annoying to, that sound of the tag rustling at your ear. So we're going to start with my bed comforter. I haven't had it that long, so here's the tag. And I'm just going to rip it. Okay, ready? We hope the seam is not going to pull apart. That was great. Okay, clean. Perfect. Goodbye tag. Right here is my new pillow. It's still in its plastic. And I'm going to sit down here and we are going to have our way with it. And we're going to rip the tag off of this one, just like we ripped off the one on the comforter. Okay, oh, I don't have to rip the plastic. That's kind of disappointing. I like to destroy stuff, and it's one way I like to mess things up. All right, so here we have the tried and true, the under penalty of law, just to demonstrate one more time, under penalty of law, right? We get it, right? All right, so we're gonna rip it. Rip it, it's gone. Okay, we could also rip this one. I didn't even think about that. Yes, polyester, surprise. Okay, let's do the other one, just for fun, okay? Plastic, all right, sound. For people who are audio nerds, you know, plastic is a good sound, okay, or an annoying one, whatever way you want to look at it. So here's this festive pillow. Once again, do I need to point it out? You know, we've been studying under penalty of law, not to be removed except by consumer tag. You know, you got it. All right, here we go. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, this is empowering. Oh, Seymour's coming to help. Thank you. You want to rip a tag off? Rip it! Yeah! All right, this is good fun. So remember, you can do this yourself at home, but don't do it in the store. Yeah, it's better at home, and also you can make all the noise you want, and also you will not be arrested. That if you obtain those pillows or bedding in any way that is somewhat shady or illegal, oh, definitely. Yeah, I know. You might be arrested if you stole the merchandise, but that's going to be a whole different video. We're not going to go there right now. So happy times with your pillows and with your comforters. Take care. Oh, honey, you're so cute. A good boy.